morning. Did I do it? Am I on here? Amazing. I think so. It gave me a countdown and everything. Good morning. What's up, Oxfit? Coach Whitney is here. Happy Thursday, Friday Junior, as I like to call it in some parts. It is week 3 of summer break, and I was telling my mom's class this morning. I know for some of us, Thursday means we've got one more day of the summer camp carpool shuffle, or if you're like me and a few other folks that I talked to this morning, it's another day of kind of wild, feral, unscheduled time with your grade schooler at home. So, we're surviving, we're making it work, and we're still getting into the gym and making it happen in summer break. Yes, got the confirmation from Aunt. I'm live. We're rolling. Aunt and Savannah gave me the reins to the podcast today, which is super exciting. And I was thinking last night about well, what do I want to talk about and what kind of things should I get in the weeds on? And I was thinking that the most helpful thing to talk about today is something that all of you all are going to be doing today and something that you've all been doing this week. Today's workout and how it works inside of deload week. Deload week is something that sometimes I feel like can be challenging for some of us. I know if you're been going to the gym for a long time and you're used to coming in 3, 4, 5 days a week, that deload week can kind of make you kind of clench up a little bit. You don't want to pull back the reins. If you've been coming in here into the gym, hitting these workouts as hard as I've been 3, 4, 5 times a week, then you know that you're probably feeling a little good. We had a couple of lifts last week. We got some gold stars and Wadify. Lifts are feeling good. You're feeling fit. You're looking ripped and all those things. And all of a sudden it's like, wait, you want me to slow down? But why? So I wanted to take a little bit of time today to talk to y'all about why deload week is important, and then look at today's workout, this Thursday workout of the day, and give you a couple of ideas of how to approach this workout with the perspective of deloading, whether it's your first day in the gym today, or your second, or your third, or your fourth. And look at all these people over here saying hi. So I love it. Yes. Hey, team. I'm almost nervous to click the comments because it's like a lot of multitasking, but I see everyone over here saying hi, and I'm super pumped that everybody's here to hear me kind of just nerd out about deload week. And I think what's really important here, first, I want everyone to kind of understand why your deload week is here. First and foremost, as you all know, baseline week has come, and now we're in retest week. It starts on Monday. All those workouts that we tested many, many months ago are back in full action after 8+ weeks of your hard work. And now it's time to put it to the test. And if you've been coming in here consistently, then you have finished your training. Your training's done. You're prepped. You're ready. And right now, this whole week is really meant for you to pull back some of the fatigue, right? So I know for me, after long training cycles, that there always gets to a point where warm-ups start to take a little bit longer, or even weights that normally feel really light start to feel a little heavy. I even heard it in my mom's class this morning. That 14-pound wall ball felt a little bit heavier this morning. But that's not because you've lost fitness. It's not because you're weak. It's not because something has gone cosmically wrong. It's really just because your body has put in a ton of work over a long period of time, and you've been training really hard. And while it can take your muscles a couple of days, for instance, to recover from a workout, like say your quads are sore from front squats, maybe 2-3 days and you're back in action. But what also needs time to recover are your joints, your nervous system, your ligaments, and all those really deep inner parts of you that have been working really hard as well. And so when we look at deload week this week, I want everyone to think about it not as an opportunity, or not as a thing that we're trying to keep you from doing, but we're trying to help you recover, right? We're trying to help you stay consistent, keep your habits, keep you moving, and at the same time giving your body more time to recover so you can come in next week and be fresh and be ready to attack all of these really, really tough retest workouts that you all have been chomping at the bit to look at once again and test yourself in. And went through all of them earlier this week in the podcast, and they're hard and they are humbling. And with deload week being here, you just need that time. You know, deload weeks are always easy, right? Um, and I think that's a really, honestly, it's really easy to screw up deload week. You know, we've all done it. You know, you come in and you see these workouts and you're like, oh, this is easy. I'm going to crush it. And then you just keep going hard and you keep going 100% and you keep going. And then you get to Monday when it's time to retest that back squat, that deadlift, all those powerlifting movements. And you're like, oh my God, why am I so tired? Why do I feel run down? It's because you went too hard in deload week, team. And deload week is really meant to be like a 60 to 70% effort. And I think that it's really easy to get lost in that. And I want everybody here to understand that it is okay. Like, we as your coaches give you permission to go 70% today, yesterday, tomorrow, and Saturday, right? So don't feel like you have to always come in and always have to hit that same toughest, hardest scale this week. And what I really, really like, especially about today's workout, is that it's really, really perfect for deload week. So it's 4 rounds, and it's a classic format that we have always seen. 5 stations, you're going to spend a minute at each station, right? So you've got that sled push pull, you have calories on the runner, wall balls, row or ski, and then we have some core movements as well, followed by a minute of rest, right? So we've done that workout in that workout format a million different ways in very, very hard versions. And then we also have versions like the one we have today. And so if you're coming to the gym today, I want to give you a couple of tips, right? How can you approach today's workout, whether it's your first day in the gym today, this week, or it's your third, your fourth, before we go into the weekend, right? So if you're someone who today is your first day in the gym, today's Thursday, and this is your very first workout in Oxfit this week, give it that 60 to 70% effort, right? So find a steady baseline to maintain across all 4 rounds and just hit it. The temptation oftentimes, especially when we're feeling fresh, especially when it's your first day of working out in the gym, is like to go as hard as you can. Maybe you even have that like final sprint finish in the last like 10, 15 seconds of the station. Today is the day to hold that back, right? Remember, we're trying to conserve our energy, leave some extra gas in the tank so we can be extra recovered and fresh and ready to attack next week. So if it's your first day in the gym today, like I said, set a nice solid baseline of a 60 to 70% effort across the 4 rounds for this workout today, and then just work on maintaining that for the rest of the workout. If it's, say, your second day or your third day of the workout, or for third day of working out this week, remember, you have 5 stations in this workout. So pick one, maybe 2 movements and treat them as like your skill practice moment. Maybe you get to those wall balls and you want to really focus on hitting really good depth and being consistent with your target with hitting that wall ball and having a nice steady rhythm. Maybe we get to that row or the ski and we're practicing very good, very consistent technique. But again, it's not something that's going to be this full out 100% red line effort, right? And for those remaining 3 stations, we're still keeping that steady 60, 70% effort, but just picking 1 or 2 stations to just have a little bit more of a points of performance perspective, right? Whether that, even if that means you're getting less reps, but you're still taking some time to just dial in your positions, dial in your form, move smooth and move well. So again, if it's your second or third day in the gym, pick one or two stations from today's workout to really focus on your technique and move through those really, really consistently and really, really smoothly. If today's your fourth day, so you've been here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and you're back in today, I highly, highly encourage you to keep a very conservative effort across this workout today. Maybe we're even teetering into that like 50% effort, like a borderline conversational pace as we're moving through the cardio on the machines, the breaks. Maybe we're breaking up our wall balls into very, very manageable, repeatable sets. Maybe we're even doing like nasal breathing the entire time through our workout to keep ourselves moving at a very calm, comfortable tempo, right? By day 4, your body's already starting to accumulate a lot of just wear and tear. It's a normal part of the process. So dedicating today's workout, if today's your fourth day in the gym, to having it be something smooth and steady and calm and flowing is going to leave you with, like I said, more gas in the tank, more prepped and prepared and ready to recover. Because all I want for you all to do today and through this weekend and into next week is to feel like you have the energy, the capacity, the strength to shake off all of the fatigue that maybe we've been accumulating since we've started this cycle, and to feel like you can come in on Monday and get ready to attack retest week. So, like I said, if it's your first day in the gym today with today's workout, 60 to 70% effort, consistent reps across all 4 rounds and all 5 stations. If it's your second or third day, maybe we're picking 1 or 2 stations to really focus on our skills, our positions, the kind of points of performance that the coaches always talk about in class with particular movements. If it's your fourth day in class, we're smooth, steady, maybe even, like I said, that 50% effort that is keeping you moving through this workout and leaving you at the end with gas in the tank. I can't say it enough. And then it goes beyond that, right? Like you hit today's workout, that's great, we're feeling good, but like what are the other 23 hours of your day looking like to support your recovery and to support your effort coming into retest week? So, first and foremost, get some sleep. I did a podcast with Savannah, I don't know, a month ago maybe, and I like was throwing out my sleep masks and given all the sleep nerdy advice. But if there's any way that at some point in this week that you can squeeze in an extra 30 to 60 minutes of rest, go to bed a little bit earlier, your body will thank you next week. Sleep is where we recover. Sleep is where we get all of those gains. So don't pass up on getting some extra rest this week on top of deload week. Number 2, stay hydrated. It's hot as hell already. We've been getting a little bit of rain, but I don't think it's really making anything cooler for us. But make sure that you are staying hydrated. Drink your water, eat your fruits that have all of those like warm or like all those like water-based fruits. I immediately think of like, I don't know, go to Publix and buy some watermelon for yourself. You've got water in that as well. So stay hydrated. It's one of the basics. Like it's the lowest hanging fruit next to sleep that's going to help you recover, keep your heart rate in check so you can hit these workouts as hard as you can, okay? From there, between the sleep and staying hydrated, eat good protein, eat good food, keep feeding this rebuilding phase for yourself. All right. Today, tomorrow, the rest of this week and weekend is not the time to skip a meal, to eat like crap, and to just not fuel your body. Don't treat a light week, a deload week as an excuse to undereat, right? Your body needs the fuel. Your body needs to store those carbohydrates, fuel your muscles, repair your joints, and it can't do that unless you're eating really high quality foods. And then this last bit to fold into the other 23 hours, like I said, of your deload week, it's your stress. We can't always control stress. I had some stress trying to get out of the house and get to here to this podcast today, right? They're just like unexpected things are going to pop up and happen, but as much as we can't control stress that comes, we can control how we add stress to your life, how you add stress to your life, right? So maybe this week isn't the week to stay up till 1 a.m. like doom scrolling on your phone. Maybe this week isn't the week to take on more than you want to or need to, right? We're trying to prioritize you dedicating time to yourself to celebrate your fitness, to celebrate your success, and being in the gym to show off all of your hard work, right? So, as long as you are keeping your stress the same, not adding more to your plate than you need to, right? Controlling what you can, take some quiet moments for yourself, right? I've been doing like headspace meditations, take your dog on an extra walk, be outside without your phone for a period of time, right? Find some opportunities for yourself to fold in the extra peace and quiet, the extra calm, right? That calm that you need, that calm that you give yourself it's going to lower your cortisol. It's going to lower all of the like high anxiety that tends to build up in ourselves over the course of a day. And the more that we're able to create moments for ourselves to temper that down and to lower that stress, the better we can recover, the better humans we are when we interact with each other. And what it all boils down to, too, and the point of all of this today is to really just show up as your best self on Monday, show up as your best self today, right? So keep the stress to a minimum for deload week. All right. So I've covered a lot. I feel like I've rambled a bit, but just a quick recap, right? So today's workout, is it your first day in the gym? Cool. Hit it 60, 70% across the board for all 4 of those rounds. Keep it consistent across all of those stations. Second or third day this week, pick 2 skills that you want to work on, whether it's those wall balls, techniques on the machine. Maybe we're practicing some new variants for those plank holds, but pick 1 or 2 stations that you want to dial in your skills on. Focus on that and then keep it consistent on the other remaining 3 or 4 stations, right? Don't overdo it. If it's your 4th day in the gym, smooth, steady, 50% conversational effort across the board. Don't be afraid to maybe lower the weight, adjust your scales as you need to. But whether it's your first day, your second day, your 4th day in the gym this week, I want you to walk out of here feeling like you have more energy than what you arrived with. That's the whole point of deload week. We're trying to remove all of that fatigue. We're trying to help your nervous system, your joints, your muscles, the whole 100% of you recover. And on top of that, make sure that you are staying hydrated. Make sure you're eating really good protein. Get a little bit of extra sleep where you can. And then create some calm, stress-free moments for yourself without your phone. Get outside, go touch some grass. It'll make you better, not only inside of the gym when we get to retest week next week and we all crush it, but it also just makes your whole day, you as a whole person, feel 10 times better. All right. So y'all are going to crush deload week. Many of you already have been. I will check out these comments and see what's happening. Yes, I see you, Heather, really needing to curb your doom scrolling. It's crazy how, like, you don't think that it's stressing you out, but that constant scrolling, that constant dopamine hit of like the one thing to the next thing to the next thing, it's so hard to calm down and to like bring your brain back to a normal spot once you start that infinite scrolling, right? And Nick loves his sleep. I mean, hey, if we're working on our sleep, hit me up. I love to talk about sleep. Aiming to get somewhere between like 7 to 8 hours every night. You know, go to bed at the same time every night. Keep your bed cold. I know Caitlin loves a cold room. I love a cold room. And then everybody just, get a sleep mask. Lauren's talking about it too. She wants a sleep mask. I have like 5 at home, Lauren, so I'll let you borrow one of mine if you like. But all of that to say, team, I'm really, really pumped to see you all in here in the gym next week, or in the gym for the rest of this week. Don't let this be deload week in your brain, you process it as take a whole week off. Get in here, stay fit, keep the habits going, eat good food, do all the things that we always tell you to do, and then you are going to absolutely crush retest week next week. All right. So do a little less this week so you can do more next week, and I'll see you in the gym. Bye, y'all.